We're starting live now.
Let's do it. Elizabeth says, are binders necessary for all users of infrared sauna? How come I can see this now, but I usually cannot?
You've always been able to see that. You've just never clicked on that button.
All right. No, not necessary for all users of infrared saunas. If you're in good health and there's no reason for you to use an intestinal binder, or you're not having complications from sauna sessions, just like a sponge to soak things up. But if your excretory pathways are working well and you don't have issues like that, no big deal. No reason to really use them. You could do a maintenance thing every once in a while, or if you use charcoal, like around New Year's, if you drink a lot, or if you go out and eat food with family to spend time with them and it's outside of your normal diet, usually gives you digestive upset. You could take some activated charcoal or bentonite clay for those instances. You could approach sauna in the same way. If you were doing a little extra sauna or detox, try them, see if there's any benefit, but no, not mandatory. Does infrared really dry your hair? It can. Depends on how much you do the sessions and then your oil type. So I don't really have an issue. Sometimes my hair gets dry if I do a lot of sessions, but otherwise it's fine. I mean, it can. You'll know though, because it'll start to feel like coarse on the strands. And if that's the case, you just do something about it. Either wrap it up in a towel, get a sauna hat.
All right. Question regarding felted sauna hats. How do you care for them? Wash them? How often?
Just wash them.
Are the felted wool hats itchy?
What do you call it when the fibers come off, like in the washing machine?
I guess fray is the only word that I know.
Yeah, you toss them in the wash. They have a lifespan. You see me in the Viking thing?
Yeah.
So it's the Viking thing, just without the horns.
Is it wool though, or is that? Got it.
It is.
So it's not cotton, and you don't want cotton.
They have different ones. There's a synthetic material too.
Got it.
For some of them, but yeah, there's a couple different materials. It's really easy to make them. They're just like hardly stitched together. But otherwise, you would just wash them in the sink in warm water with some dish soap and let them soak in a bowl and then dry them out if you wanted to be more delicate. But they're super cheap. I mean, you can use one for a year and then pitch it and get another one.
Got it.
Plus, after you sweat in it for a long, long time, it's kind of like your sauna towels. After a couple of years of the sauna towels, they get
a little crusty.
Yeah, I feel like mine need to be replaced. Just put it that way. Yeah.
You got a few.
I feel like the sweat is getting baked in.
Anyways, Jenny had a lot of questions about Vital Health Sauna. Have you tested them, heard of them, or do you know anything about them? Their one-person Canadian hemlock wood far infrared heater is what I was interested in, goes for $3,000. I've been diagnosed with Lyme's, a year of holistic treatments and doing really well, but holistic doctor recommended infrared sauna for inflammation. I did research saunas before I knew you. I see the above is not on your certified list. I'm likely to go with one on your list, not looking for saunas to be cure-all. I'm 67, eat organic, healthy, work out. She was taught detox from heavy metals in the dental office.
Yep.
So I feel doing sauna 4 to 5 times weekly is what I've been missing, and I'm eager to purchase, but proceeding slowly. Thank you in advance.
The reason why is there's a couple trains of thought for post-amalgam removal heavy metal detox from the dentist, and I went through that myself. So I'm curious what protocol they educated her on and then where she is along that journey. I've done them all aside from forced chelation, long-term duration. The Vital Health thing, I haven't tested. I don't have one of those saunas. If I had it here, it would be easy to say. I think we were going to get one at one point, and then as soon as I asked about the electric fields, we kind of went silent. But here's the deal. The saunas, it could be fine. I mean, I'm sure it's better than not using a sauna at all. I could be wrong about this because it's been a couple of years, maybe even 3 or more years. Is Vital Health the company that puts an AC outlet inside the sauna so that you can plug other things into it? And I think at the time, one of the things that I didn't like was that EMF measurements weren't clear. They were showing like an RF setting to measure EF, which is completely wrong. And then I don't think I liked that the outlet was in there. Now I'm a little bit more rough around the edges. It's been several years. I don't know if that's necessarily a deal breaker. I'd have to try it myself. But I mean, the sauna is right for you. Just buy it and use it. How do you know that without taking their situation into account? How do you say, yeah, it's worth spending an extra $1,000 to get a different sauna as opposed to the one that you're asking about? Because for some people it is. You only buy it once. You're going to have it forever. They usually don't break. For other people, every dollar counts. It's not worth it. If they don't buy the cheaper one, they're not going to get one at all. In those cases, they should buy the cheaper one because even bad sauna is usually better than no sauna, as long as it's not one of those formaldehyde or VOC ones. So like you're sweating next to an electrical outlet in the box. I mean, not a deal breaker, but not my favorite thing to see.
So there
Most likely
is
that's going to bring AC current right next to you, and then you're sweating. It's probably GFCI protected, but then what does that do to your GFCI? If that trips, you got to pull the whole sauna out in order to reset it. These are little details. Like I say, without having one, I couldn't tell you. Don't have one. I don't know, man. I think I'm getting more lax in my assessments. Wouldn't you say, Steve?
I think you are. I think you're a little bit nicer these days than you used to be. I don't know
Oh, yeah?
why.